Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to My Family's First Aid. My name's Jose, and today we're gonna go over 5 simple steps that you can apply to level up your first aid care and capabilities. I'm gonna approach this from the who, what, where, when, and why method. Basically, what are the 5 boxes, or what is this 5-box approach? It's an approach I developed to help you conceptualize all of the tasks that you need to accomplish in a first aid situation, from identifying that the situation has occurred to getting that injured person or people to a higher level of care, or getting higher level of care to them. Those 5 boxes are going to be mindset and leadership, situational awareness and safety, trauma care and bleeding control. I can't hold up 4 fingers. CPR choking AED for adults, children, and infants. And then number 5, or that 5th box, is going to be major and minor illnesses and injuries. So who does this apply to? Anybody and everybody. My 7-year-old can put a tourniquet on. My 7-year-old has been through CPR classes with us that we've taught to friends and family in our community. Now, is he capable of actually doing CPR or compressions on me? Absolutely not. But he understands the idea. He knows that he can't do it. So if he had to, he'd go get someone. So this really applies to anybody who's able to just conceptualize and think through this. And I personally believe that just giving a little bit of information is better than nothing. So it'll apply to everybody, and I think anybody can garner benefit from this to help step their game up and help in a first aid situation. Third, where is this applicable? The 5-box approach, this conceptual approach to first aid, is applicable anywhere, right? The irony is that we don't get to choose when an emergency or first aid situation occurs. We only get the choice of, are we going to step up and step into that situation and help? Are we going to stand by with our phone, take pictures, and let that person be further injured, incur further harm, and possibly even lose their life because we chose not to step in? So maybe a little dramatic, but it's first aid situations occur anywhere. So the box approach here is applicable anywhere. When will we, fourth is when is it applicable? Once again, we don't choose where, we also don't choose when emergencies or first aid situations happen. So whenever we are faced with that situation, we once again have simply a choice. We either take action or we don't. This 5-box approach will help you to conceptually and systematically organize the tasks specific to what you see happening, and to help that person have a better outcome if you didn't have this information and if you didn't take action. Now, 5th is why. Why did I come up with this approach? The reason why is because as a firefighter paramedic, I've trained quite a few paramedic students and new paramedics, new firefighters, new Marines, plenty of members in my family, within our family, our friends, and within our community, teaching first aid and CPR. And specifically speaking, this approach came from teaching paramedics, and also myself being a new paramedic. The amount of information we have that we're responsible for is unbelievable. So you have an entire box full of medications that are ALS or paramedic type procedures and medications. You have a probably now $100,000 heart monitor that you're responsible for. You have the ambulance crew that you want to help direct and give them some direction. You may have family that's having some issues that we need the captain or somebody else to take care of. We have the situational awareness and safety. There are a million things going through a brand new paramedic's head, brand new EMTs and firefighters. This helps us conceptualize that. So I had trouble at times staying oriented on the tasks I needed to do at hand, whether it was assessing the patient and just asking basic questions. That information was needed by my partner, by a captain, by the police department, or by the hospital who was on the phone. I needed to stay in that box, in that information, get that information for the person who needed it. Now, over time, these tasks, they become overwhelming, and it really inhibits our care. It slows the care down that we provide for that person, and it really just creates, in my opinion, more chaos than is needed. We're not really bringing down the tension of the situation. We're not really easing the pain of that person. And we're slowing the ultimate care as a firefighter, paramedic, to get that person or that patient to a higher level of care. Now, for us as non-professional rescuers, or in the context of this conversation, by us not having a systematic approach, it's going to slow our ability to, like we said, the goals of first aid. It's going to slow our capability and our ability to prevent loss of life, to reduce harm, and reduce pain. So this conceptual approach has been born out of the pain of a lot of other people, I shouldn't laugh, an injury they've gone through, and stepping back and watching paramedic students or new paramedics or even myself really just kind of fumble through the situation. And finally I came up with this approach, and it's really helped a lot of people to conceptualize their approach and those tasks between identifying that situation and that higher level of care. Ultimately, the why goes back to the purpose of My Family's First Aid, is that I believe we need to be our own first responders before the professionals arrive, because that time before they arrive could only be 2 to 3 minutes. It could be 20 to 30 minutes. And the amount of pain and injury and possibly death that occurs in that time period will last and stay with you for a lifetime. Now, for example, we go into people's homes for a cardiac arrest, and there are 5 competent and capable adults looking at their family member on the ground in cardiac arrest, and they're not doing anything. They're even being coached on the phone when they called 911 to do CPR. Once again, it goes back to fear, lack of education, equipment, and training. There are people who are CPR certified, and we would ask, well, why didn't you do anything? Or how come you weren't doing CPR appropriately, compressing on their stomach, or just not doing it appropriately? And the comment is, once again, I was afraid, whether it because I thought I was going to legally get into trouble, I didn't remember my training, or ultimately they were just too overwhelmed with the situation. They couldn't think clearly, concisely, and take decisive action. So I want to help you avert and reduce any type of concern or regret you may have after a situation you're involved with, questioning yourself for days, months, possibly years, depending on that situation. Did I do enough? I don't want you to ask yourself, could I have done more? I know I could have done more. I should have done more. Because I'll tell you, personally and professionally, I harbor that regret. I understand it by its first name, and it really sucks. So I want to help you level your game up, right? Those 5 simple steps to help you level up your care and capabilities in regards to first aid. If this video resonates with you, give me that thumbs up, please. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. We're going to be putting out 5 specific videos going into detail over each one of these boxes: mindset, leadership, situational awareness and safety, trauma care, bleeding control, CPR, AED, and choking care for adults, child, and infants, and major minor illnesses and injuries. So please tune in. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. Thank you and have a great day.